It has been my singular honor and duty this morning to sign into law the Persons Living with Disability Bill 2025, a progressive piece of legislation that reaffirms the dignity and rights of all people living with disabilities in Kenya. Assenting to the Persons with Disabilities Bill into law concludes the long journey of repealing the Persons with Disabilities Act number 14 of 2003 and marks the beginning of a vital progression towards promoting and safeguarding the rights of citizens living with disability. This law is both progressive in scope and progressive in vision. It affirms the rights of persons with disabilities to education, employment, healthcare, political participation, and access to buildings and built environments. It also mandates stronger enforcement mechanisms, clearer accountability, and enhances representation of persons with disabilities in both national and county governance structures. Beyond giving fuller expression to Article 54 of the Constitution, the highlights in the new framework includes a restructured National Council for Persons with Disability, devolution of functions related to persons with disabilities, recognition and support to caregivers, greater access to justice, and enhanced legal frameworks in respect of people living with disabilities, and robust economic safeguards. This includes exemptions and incentives for the benefits of persons living with disabilities to foster greater economic and financial resilience and to mitigate vulnerability. Additionally, the law fortifies the legal framework protecting the rights of persons with disabilities by offering clearer definitions, strengthening protections against discrimination, and mandating the implementation of affirmative action measures across various sectors. With the signing of this law, ladies and gentlemen, the real work now begins. Its full promise cannot be realized by the National Council for Persons Living with Disabilities or the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection alone. It will require collective action by all stakeholders, including national and county governments, legislators, civil society, the private sector, and all Kenyans of goodwill. I assure you that the government of Kenya is fully committed to translating the provisions of this law into tangible improvements in the lives and welfare of persons living with disability. As part of our efforts to strengthen disability inclusion in the public sector, I direct the Public Service Performance Management Unit of the Public Service Commission to reinstate the disability mainstreaming performance indicators in performance contracting. This indicator is crucial for evaluating and holding institutions accountable for their inclusivity, making disability mainstreaming a measurable and essential component of institutional performance. Let me express my gratitude to the Honorable Senator Crystal Asigi, and she is in our midst. Crystal Asigi, congratulations. You have done the best for the people living with disability in Kenya, for the people of Kenya, and for humanity. Let us give her a round of applause. Again, Crystal Asigi, to you and to the many who have made significant contribution to the finalization of this bill, including members of parliament in both chambers, and the organizations and individuals who tirelessly championed this cause. My very best wishes, and again, congratulations, and thank you very much for the efforts, for the commitment you have demonstrated, for the sacrifices you have made, for the many long hours you have put into developing this bill, and for the consensus you have forged to be able to find common ground from all sectors to facilitate the passage of this bill. And I proudly signed it today into law, knowing very well that many Kenyans of goodwill have the blessing of this bill. You have made history. I also extend my appreciation to Kenyans with disability who have waited patiently for this moment. Your relentless advocacy has borne fruit, and today you can rightfully savor the rewards of your efforts. To all the people, fellow citizens living with disability in Kenya, this framework provides a robust, inclusive framework that provides all the necessary incentives, necessary safeguards to make sure people living with disabilities live their full lives as the rest of society. And the ministry concerned, the Ministry of Labor, will take lead, while all of us, both national and county governments, will play our role, and all other institutions will take their place in making sure that we execute the provisions of this framework and make people living with disability in Kenya proud. Thank you very much. My very best wishes. Asanteni sana.
In this respect, Your Excellency, the bill makes available to counties an additional conditional allocation of 8.4 billion from the national government's share, and an additional unconditional allocation of 116 million from proceeds of court fines, and an additional allocation of 42 billion from development partners for the financial year 2024-2025. A robust institutional architecture headed by a revitalized National Council for Persons with Disabilities, with the overall mandate for the protection of the rights of persons with disabilities. Grants provided by development partners. Your Excellency, the bill stipulates that the National Treasury shall facilitate any agreement between a county government and a development partner, and requires the National Treasury to table the agreements in Parliament before inclusion in the budget and policy statement. Your Excellency, the bill takes a rights-based approach towards inclusion of persons with disabilities in Kenya and societal responsibilities to protect them and to ensure the full realization of their rights. And
And all Kenyans of goodwill. I assure you that the government of Kenya is fully
will be an independent statutory body with greater powers to ensure that the proceeds of court-imposed fines and a further conditional allocation of Kenya shillings 42 billion
from institutional and attitudinal barriers that lead to experience and to mitigate vulnerability. For the commitment you have demonstrated, for the sacrifices. And for my desk, let me say to all
2025. The bill outlines
Mr. Secretary, the U.S. negotiated between India and Pakistan.
Secretary, can you tell us more about the rescue in Venezuela?
Na umuthi twi Holyoka Forest Beat ya South Kinango Forest turanyitanira na Kenya Forest Service na Kinango Technical and Vocational College turahanda miti ngiri 30 na ni effort ni cia guteithirira the president to make sure ati ni twahanda he miti iria turabatara kuhanda 15 billion twanyitanira to make sure that mahinda maya kuraura ni turahanda miti mingi uria ingihoteka iria turahanda ni iria hetwo program ya PELIS koguo hena arimi aria marimaga guku ni plantation for sustainability ya Kenya Forest Service revenue.
Kindu kiria kia bata muno ni miti yo tuhandaga kuo na nikio twiraga mundu mbere ya kuheo mugunda thiini wa PELIS program ecommit kana ni agwitikira kurimira miti yo arikia kumihanda na kindu kiria kingi turumagirira muno ni survival rate at least undu itangegwa below 90%. Koguo ni turageria kuhimiza community members wa CFA ihinda riri ria mbura to make sure ni twahanda miti
na gukuhandwo miti magikuria irio ciao ni mahotaga kurora miti iyo koguo miti iyo ni ona ndingiurirwo ni gukurirwo ni ria makahota kumenyerera by the time miti iyo yakura maybe after miaka 3 miti iyo ni koragwo form some sort of a shade koguo makaremwo ni go produce crops anymore makeruta o ene koguo ni koragwo njira njega ya make sure that miti iria yahandwo ni yamenyererwo na most cases rira kwina mbura njega gukorwo na 100% survival rate ya miti iria yahandwo.
Miti ĩno nĩ tũteithĩtie mũno tondũ ũngĩrora area ĩno tũrĩ number 1 mbura ndiagaga, number 2 water catchment area she well protected, maĩ mekuo kwa wĩingĩ tukirora haha Sasumwa ĩ haha hakuhĩ ũguo kumani na ũhandi wa mĩtĩ nĩ ũtũmĩte kũndũ gũkũ kũgĩa maĩ maingĩ marĩa maratũma nginya tũ supply kũndũ kũngĩ kana matũra mangĩ thĩinĩ wa bũrũri ũyũ witũ wa Kenya. Tukire na hamwe na alimu wenzangu pamoja na Ruto tuoka twanyitanira uhandi-ini wa miti na nituhandite miti miingi yo tuku o mundu mana target ya around 30 trees of which ni tuachivite nginyania thaa ici na no turenderea.
Okay. Nigwenda kwira ayuthi makeyumiragia riria gwakona ritana ria uka kuhanda miti ni tondu miti no ithui uka guteithia na nä tå kå ragita yuthi tondå korwo njikarire hau nyåmba nä ingĩciririe mũno na ndä na stress ingĩũka kũhanda mĩtĩ ũmwe kana ĩrĩ kana ĩtatũ ũndũ ũcio nĩ ũndeithagia nginya gwĩkũria kĩmeciria na ngeyeherania na mĩrimũ yothe. Koguo ona yuthi kũu nja nĩ meyumĩrie aigua tena kaũndũ karamũthĩnia akoya mũtĩ agathiĩ akahanda na rĩrĩa na stress ahandĩte mũtĩ ũcio aikara hau nĩ ũndũ wa kĩruru kĩu na ũthaka wa mĩtĩ ĩno nĩ arĩhotaga gũteithĩka.
Handa muti mihande panda tu
dirty hands. Our trees, our energy. Our trees, our energy. Our trees for better life. Trees for better life. Trees for better life.